So got the reaction that I was doing right here. I'm going to put on about right here. I'm looking for TP all the way up here. Looking for us to hold that right there. Looking like this is going to hold, so I'm looking for just take off contracts right here and right there. Putting one more contract on here. As seeing that we're respecting that area.
Order filled.
Get some expansion up, and I'm going to take some contracts off up in here. So we got holding this area, come for this buy, looking for this to be selling right here, and looking for this expansion up. So drag and stop up. Want to see that order block hold. If it doesn't, it'll be alright, but I'm looking for the order block to hold. Let's show up here one more time. Pause right there. All I want to do is drag this one lower, and I'm gonna do is drag this one lower. So this time the trade is still valid. It's not valid unless it just drops down all the way down here. That's what I'll be looking for. But until it does that, the trade is absolutely still valid. So I'm going to hold that position over here. Cool. All right. All right. So draw back to that order block right here. See we're wicking off of it perfectly. I want to see us continue to go up, but if we don't, we'll come back down. Maybe manipulate this low at 10 a.m. And then start shooting back up. Or again, we'll have the stop loss right here and set. So the reason I'm looking at this trade, though, I think we're gonna fill a lot of this up. At least get the true open. But if we don't, I'm still confident on the draw on this one. Like I said, 10-50 macro, Judas swing down here, all that good stuff. The only thing is we might come down lower to just go back up, but I'm not seeing no reason. ES and US 30. Yeah, US 30 is shooting up way high. And what we got here? Yes, it's still showing that strength. So yeah, we're just gonna have to hold this one. So we're just gonna see. I don't want to take exit. I don't want to take the trade out early, or it just manipulates one more time lower. Or work on just holding it, kind of trusting it, kind of giving it some breathing room. Hopefully we can get that partial out of here, but if we don't, we're not able to get that partial. We're not able to get that partial. So what this is a 5-minute fair value gap, and we can trade back down to it, using it as like a wick, like we just come back down to it and like we wick down here. But ideally, can we leave this open, come up, take this high, then we start soaring above this. So kind of looking for that reaction. But right now, like this aura block, like how we came back up of it, we closed below it. Got this aura block right here, holding price. Then we got these targets right here to just at least draw back up to here. This one's kind of a little bit, I would say it's a little more. We gotta be reaching for all-time highs for this one to be hit, in my opinion. But I think it's still is definitely possible. So I'm gonna put consequent encouragement of that actually. So I'm gonna do is take that and I'm gonna drop it one tick below. Here we go. Oop, let me do that. So this is the kind of expected. So when you come into 11, we have a new 15-minute candle, 30-minute candle, all that good stuff. And what happens is, I'm definitely understand this can be Judas swinged out. So that means the new candle opening, so they can swing down and take us out of the trade. and then I'll still be looking for buys. So I'll still be looking for, as long as we still holding ES showing this strength, I'll still be looking for buys. But now that we're into the 11 o'clock, this could be a juice swing on the 15-minute. So we come a new candle opening. So we open, shoot down, then we shoot back up. So understanding that can be the very case. And if it is, we will be waiting to take another trade. And that is something you just learn over time. Like you learn, like, okay, why are we shooting down? Why are we manipulating this so low? Why are we coming down so low and wicking all the good stuff? Just because this 15-minute candle just open. So this 15-minute candle just open. Again, if you know how candles open, it open. Then we could have been manipulating this low, or we could be manipulating the high. So it doesn't, it depends how the candle's opening. But this is where I suggest giving it some breathing room, because this can be turned into a wick, come back to this order block, and then we start shooting up. Or this could be the juice swing going lower one more time. In this case, fin my bias, we still go up. So what I'm doing is drawing up the opening prices of this. So again, you know how candles work. We have opening prices, and then we also have juice swings within the opening prices. So what I'm looking at is if, and this could be the case, it could not be the case. I'm looking at if this can be the juice swing in this 11 a.m. opening right here. So we can see that when we're down to discount, or in this case juice swing, and I'm looking to see if we can start shooting back up. So you can literally see that we now hopefully came back back at the 11 a.m. open, and you kind of use it as the midnight. You're using it just like midnight. So we came down, made a juice swing, and then I want to see us, now that we made a juice swing, I want to see this price action hold. Because now that it stopped out people, we came back to the 5-minute fair value gap, all that good stuff, and I want to see this continue to go higher. But of course, as we got to stop right here, we could continue to go lower, and I want to see us, want to see this exact opposite. So I want to see this 11 a.m. open right here, be the juice swing, come back up to this partial, come back to this partial, and like I said, just kind of the juice swing. And that's what I kind of learned, just moving my stop. And that's what you can see on the 15-minute. That's what I was talking about. Be prepared for the juice swing, right? If I'm in here at 11 o'clock, I know that this can be a juice swing, which is the 15-minute. You got the 15-minute candle close, and you got the 1 hour candle close. Now, for the juice swings, for me personally, I don't do the 15 minutes. You can, but I just do it the hours. So I drew out this hour price, looking for these to be taken, and these highs to be taken, and then looking for, again, higher prices after we the juice swing. So it's just like some, if I don't got midnight to work with, which we already below midnight, this true open, I then take the 1 hour candles opening and closes, and kind of draw that out in real time. So usually it's beneficial, or not usually, but it's more beneficial than not, just to see where we at and where we at in literally internal price. But like I said, we're gonna see if we can look to get a trade. I don't want to move my stop. I really just want to see if we can get this partial. After we get to the partial, if we do get to the partial, then that's when we can kind of like manipulate the stop and move that and all that good stuff. I want to see us shred through these highs, and I want to see a buy closure. I don't want to see us nick those highs. I just want to see us like really shoot strong. If we do take them. So reacting off of that 11 a.m. 11 a.m. open, or 11 a.m. open. construction down. Got fair value gap. I want to see that stay as a breakaway gap. So this would be a breakaway gap right here. Want to see that stay open. Keeping stop right here. I think this is been kind of gyrating into this area right here. I think, and from my standpoint, looking at this, these highs have a. Even if we go lower, I would still want these highs to be taken out. So, kind of want to move, keep stop safe. I just feel like we go this low, then we invalidate the trade altogether. But kind of want to see what we do on this, and then yeah, that'd be the trade. Still believe we'll go higher. Always, you can see that it literally. I mean, you cannot be more specific than that. The 5 minute for value gap was literally right there. Um, I mean, is that to the T? I guess it's to the T. I put the stop loss like literally right here. So, and I just drilled down a little bit because I saw it was like really close to it, and so that's literally it. But it goes. I don't know if it's still gonna play out, but um, you used to that trading like this. These stuff you like when you first trading like that is a crazy thing to you. Now it's just like you could trade and it's just like if it's a P to ray, it's the P to ray, and I'm looking at fair value gap that drew out, and if we're in the algorithm, then we should be holding that. And like I said, just coming very close to. We've just been accumulating in this area, stopping these people out one more time, and hopefully we get these highs right here. Again, I'm just looking for that partial. That's the biggest one. We get target maybe take off a true open, and right there, if we can get there. But yeah, this is where was happening to me. I mean, if I was to go back to the days, last week or the week before that, it was some weeks where it was just like I usually, not all the time, right? We trading and stuff like that. Majority of times not, I have like quote unquote the correct draw liquidity. Um, and this doesn't even play out. But what will happen is I'll get nicked out for these type of situations like this. So I'm starting to just put my stop losses where it just completely invalidate the trade to my best of my ability. In this case, to invalidate this trade would be us coming in and taking this low out. This low would be your internal, then everything else is your short-term high. I mean short-term low, which meaning all this can be ran through. This is a terrible stop out, but there is definitely a valid stop out as long as we keep this low. This partial, it might do the same thing it did down here. So in this case, I am gonna draw a stop up. Draw a stop up. Like I said, just looking for that partial right there, and then I'll put a break even, and then I would definitely want this to be a breakaway gap if can. Let's see, we get that partial. Might do the same thing that it did up here. So okay, took one partial off right there, putting that break even. Um, and looking for that expansion up to that true open. This has been a long trade, but sometimes that's what it is. So, like I said, take the partial of that break even, and now we're just kind of letting the chart do what literally the chart do what it do at this point. I would like for us to get the true open. I'm gonna take another partial right there, so I'm gonna put a little bit before there, but kind of looking for this to expand a lot higher. Again, yeah. Um, yeah. So we'll give it true open and see if we can get this trade. See if we can do it. Let's see. Yeah, look on the 15 minute too. That's that. That was lower. That big juice swing is ridiculous. That's what I'm talking about though. That's what I'm literally talking about. The 15 minute. You see how like we just opened right here, right, and then we just shot down. Then we start flipping it, and then this is wanting this to be the expansion, accumulation, distribution of that trade. But that's exactly what that was looking like. That's why I was like that when 11 o'clock candle opens, you got to be very accept drawdown. That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, you got to accept drawdown because you can just get nicked out um, easily, and it's just because the trade is literally accumulating more positions. There we go. Got the next. So dragon stop right below that order block right here. I like to give it some breathing room. Can stab back in here. I would like for us to just expand off this candle right here. I'm seeing ES. I'm assuming ES is gonna try to make a higher high um, through here. But again, if we don't, just kind of letting it do what it do. Let it do what it do and get to this partial. Like I said, it might just fell short, or it might just be able to that trade. So, like I said, one of those good trades. And then, like I said, if you watched the video before this, I think it already came out. If I'm not mistaken, I had a trade very similar to this, and I literally took partials, and then after I took partials, all that good stuff, I then put the stop loss at the break even where I told myself, you know what, that doesn't even invalidate the trade if it comes down. It literally came down and nicked me out of the trade, and I was looking for a run kind of similar to this. Um, and this today, I kind of saw a somewhat similar, the same setup. Again, just swing down here, the stop loss right here, and I kind of saw that, and that's why I was like, okay, this could be that trade. So if that is that trade, I'm looking for expansion all the way up. Um, so that was just my theory off of it. And this is exactly why in real time why we take partials. and all the good stuff, because I have no idea that candle was. I was calling manipulation. If I go to the news, I'm sure there's no news that at 11:26. But this is why you take partials and all that good stuff. And yeah, did it just hit true open or 11 open? I love how we got that reaction on NAS, but we didn't get that. Anyways, all right. So, like I said, that was the trade breakdown in real time. So, look for more videos. Like I said, just trying to do better at holding trades, looking at trades, and taking them with more confidence and all that good stuff. So, like I said, hope this is valuable. Hope you kind of see what I was looking at and kind of talked about this in real time. And feel free to get some more informational content from your boy. And yeah.